Hello everyone. Thanks a lot for joining. We already joined by our panelists today, and I'm so excited to have you all discuss about the hackathon. Have these amazing panelists talk about and inspire you on how you can participate in the hackathon, innovate, and save a lot of lives. Create a good impact around the globe. So yeah, thanks a lot. I'll quickly share my screen to get started with the agenda today. If you have any questions, you can feel free to put these questions in the Zoom chat, or if you are on YouTube, you can put these questions on the YouTube chat. So just by the end of this presentation, we'll go through all of your questions. We'll be happy to answer all of them. And then yeah, we have a new announcement today. And lots of amazing stuff from the speakers. So let's do this. Um, yeah. So this is the COVID-19 Gameathon, everyone. This is something that we've been excited about since a long time. We've been working on this, and today is the day when we launch. So we are pretty excited. So this is the opening ceremony. We'll have these welcome speeches from all the guests and panelists. We'll talk about what the Gameathon is about, what are the challenges, what are the rules and schedules, what are the prizes. Of course, that's something that we're excited about. And once this all is done, we will have a team formation activity where you will be able to interact with others. So we'll let you talk with others, we'll let you introduce yourself, find people with similar interest or complementary skills that you can team up with, and then sharp at 12 or 12:01 you may start coding. And yeah, that's when we begin. So let's start with Mr. Dr. Abhishek, who is the president at Heart Hyderabad. I would like to um, invite him and inspire you guys and talk a few things about how the idea came to be. So yes, Abhishek, please.
Hey, good morning, all, and good morning to the other the esteemed guests, right? And thanks a lot for being here. A lot of excitement is around. Deep, can you mute all so that I think
Sorry, just a moment. I Everyone is muted. Can you go ahead, please?
Sure. Thanks a lot. This works now, right? So this is again, right? This is Dr. Abhishek Kumar. I'm an academician, and I'm new and young organization called Heart. And as the name suggests, we do a lot of socially relevant or social transformation programs, and we are affiliated to U.S. Consulate Hyderabad, and we have done a lot of innovative programs. We have done programs like entrepreneurship boot camps for socially underprivileged people. We have done workshops on crisis management. We have done poetry slams, and we have done creative writing workshops, right? So again, once March came, 2020 March came, and the COVID hit us, and we as a team, we are a team of 15 like-minded people, and we were thinking, and COVID is hitting everywhere. It's the biggest thing we have seen for some time. And how can we make a difference, right? Then during the discussion, then I think someone said that punchline, you guys know, right? The idea can change the world. Yeah, idea can change the world. Then one of us asked, can a game change the world? And the answer is, why not, right? We have 2.5 billion people playing online games across the world at a particular point of time, and they are most engaging, right? Once you play a game, you actually get immersed into them. They are very inclusive. It doesn't matter which nationality, where you come from, what your age group, what color you are. It doesn't matter. They are very inclusive, and they, because we interact with them a lot, they help change behaviors, right? Then we asked ourselves, can games make a difference to COVID? And again, surprisingly, the answer is yes. Why not, right? So if you are engaging with someone, that will help you build awareness, that can help change, let you know multiple things, what to be done, what not to be done, that can change behaviors. Let's say for matter, it can actually reduce the issues with taking vaccinations, right, which is hitting a lot of places, right? Vaccines are available, but are people ready to do that? Can games change that? And why not, right? The answer is why not. And we have seen recently students from IIT Tirupati, right? Like you, the developers and all, right? They have developed something called Survive COVID-19. So they have developed some kind of a game which is like Mario, and it helps you build awareness and start living with COVID. So games can be really be the game changers. So they are not just for fun. They can be done some. They can be used for something more useful, right? But the challenge is we thought is that okay, now we have an idea, and we know that games can change the world, and games can actually impact the COVID behavior. But how but we need great games, isn't it? So games is not an easy, and so many games don't work. So how do we go about it? Then we thought, yeah, if hackathon can give ideas, they can also give us games, right? So they can be source of games for us, right? And rather than just going somewhere and developing, why don't we get the intelligence of the crowd to do this for us, right? So that's where the hackathon, or as you we called it, the unique virtual gameathon was conceived, right, in May or June. And here we are, right? And this could not have happened alone, right? And once we took this idea, US consulate Hyderabad, they were so supportive. Okay, this is an innovative idea, but without their guidance and support, we could not have been anywhere, right? So I want to thank Ingrid and Salil specifically to give us guidance, encouragement, and all the necessary things like funding to take us thus far, right? And also, I would like to thank St. Francis College of Women, which is an institute of prominence in Hyderabad, and they especially Sister Sujata has been a constant source of guidance and mentorship, right? So that they have helped us to conceive this program, bring this program to you, right? I'm really thankful to them for this. And this could not have happened without a platform, without the experts, right? And that's where we reached out to Angel Hacks, especially Harish and Deep. So they actually made it happen on ground. So without much ado, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Ingrid Speck. So Ingrid Speck is an assistant public affairs officer at US Consulate in Hyderabad. She previously worked in the US Department State's Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs as a special assistant for academic programs. And also, she has worked across the world, like in Vancouver, Canada, Monterrey, Mexico, and Bureau of Oceans and International and Environmental and Scientific Affairs. So, she has been a great patron. She has attended a lot of our events and encourages us a lot. So I'll request Ingrid to share a few thoughts with us. And thanks all again for joining us today.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. So I thank you for inviting me to speak. I'm Ingrid. I'm the Assistant Public Affairs Officer in Hyderabad. And thank you to all of our participants for joining us today at this launch event. It's very exciting. As you all know, COVID-19 has posed an unprecedented challenge to the world. This virus has tested the capacity of public health systems globally and their ability to respond effectively. In addition to the tragedy of lives lost, the outbreak has costed the global economy trillions of dollars. So that's why we're here today. And over the past several months, US and Indian governments resolved to work closely together in addressing the pandemic and its impact. Our discussions have focused on cooperation in the areas of drug and vaccine development, as we all know, assisting our citizens that are stranded abroad, and special assistance to countries in the region to mitigate both the social and economic costs of COVID-19, which are huge. As part of these efforts, the US Embassy in New Delhi and the US Consulate in Hyderabad announced a small grant opportunity that sought to leverage US-India collaboration to fight COVID-19 in India and globally, particularly through effective communication and accurate messaging about the pandemic, which is critical. Our hope was to invite proposals from partners that promoted innovation in addressing COVID-19, encouraged partnerships between US and Indian institutions and organizations in combating COVID-19, and facilitated joint action that made a difference fighting the disease. So, as you know, COVID-19 is the first pandemic in history in which technology and social media are being used on such a massive scale to keep people safe, informed, and connected. However, this very technology that keeps us connected and informed also became the platform that enabled and disseminated misinformation and rumors around the pandemic, undermining the efforts of governments and their public health response. This challenge, known by the term infodemic, continues to impede the collective efforts to vaccinate our people and protect them against this pandemic. And a lot needs to be done to counter this mis and disinformation. And that's one of the reasons why we started this small grant program. So the COVID-19 Gameathon that we're launching today is a huge step in this direction. The focus of the Gameathon is to raise awareness about the challenges caused by the recent pandemic, and at the same time to offer solutions that help keep people safe. I was told that over 700 participants have registered for this month-long engagement, which is fantastic. My hope is all the bright minds from across India who've registered to participate can brainstorm with each other and come up with unique and exciting games that help counter the challenges that we've seen put forward by the pandemic. I'm also happy to note that we have over 250 women participants registered. So promoting women's participation in STEM is a huge US government priority, and we're proud to support all initiatives that encourage more women to participate in activities like this Gameathon. So keep it up, and thank you for being here. I'd like to thank Sister Principal Sandra Horta from St. Francis College for Women for being our steadfast partner over the past decade. Our Alumni Association, Heart Hyderabad, has been a force behind this initiative, and I congratulate each member of the team for their hard work and dedication in overcoming several challenges to make this Gameathon possible. I'm also happy that Renee Gittins, Executive Director of IGDA, the International Game Developers Association, has recorded a message for all of us. And thank you to the support received from Angel Hack and Stu Mags in organizing the Gameathon. Fighting COVID-19 takes all of us, from the scientists, the epidemiologists, the public health experts, our governments, the private sector, civil society, down to each of us individuals. It's really inspiring to see all of you play a role in making a better future and putting these difficult times behind us. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ingrid. This was really inspiring, and we're really honored to work with you. And I'm sure the participants are really excited to make the vision, bring the vision into life. So I'm sure they will do their best. Next up, I would really like to invite. I would like to invite Senior Principal Sandra Hora to talk a few thoughts and inspire us with her ideas and how she would like us to participate and bring the idea to life. So Senior Principal Sandra Hora.
A very good morning to each one of you. I know all of you are excited, and I'm also excited about this venture of yours. It's something creative and innovative. It's almost a year we have been facing this pandemic, and still the pandemic lingers on. Scientists are working hard to find a solution. People who are interested in the well-being of humankind are also busy trying to combat this calamity, which has befallen humankind. And at this time, we are really happy, and God's blessing comes in the form of this team trying to creatively work to find a solution through the Gameathon, which is a hackathon indeed. Want to congratulate the organizers for this brilliant ideas and wish all the participants the very best. It's my prayer that as we battle with the pandemic, which still is around, may God be our supreme commander leading us to victory, not only against this virus, but all the evil that is within us and around us. May God bless us all, and may his blessings be on the team and all those who are part of this great venture. God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Sister Principal Chandra. Uh, I would like to show you guys the message from the Executive Director of International Game Developers Association, Ms. Renee, uh, who I had the pleasure of talking with yesterday. Because she's not able to, she won't be able to join the call today. She gave us the message. She uh, talked about gaming, how gaming or games can impact the globe, and how we can take this opportunity of building a game to fight COVID. So the let's see the video. And yeah, this was an amazing discussion. So I'm so excited about this. Let's see. Also, the creative director, please do let me know if the sound is audible. Games, people like yourself, and I'm sorry. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to introduce to you Rene, who is the Executive Director at International Game Developers Association, which is the largest non-profit membership organizations for individuals who create games, people like yourself. And she is also the Creative Director and the CEO of a video game development agency called Stumbling Cat. So I'm so excited and I'm so honored to have Rene here join us. We are so thankful to you. Do you have any introductory words that you want to start with? Or
yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I think that this is a truly wonderful event. I think that technology and video games can really support everyone and positive missions around the world. That's something that I hold very dear and near to my heart. So it's great to see this event bringing developers together to get them excitement, not only about game development, but about moving forward causes to improve the world for all of us. As we all know, the COVID-19 pandemic has been devastating, not only for the loss of lives, but the loss of our day-to-day lives, our social networks, our friends and family. So being able to come together and work together to move past that or help dampen the horrible effects it's had is going to be a really admirable and wonderful thing.
yeah, that's true. It's so we had a webinar where we talked about a few statistics on how COVID has affected lives, and it was really sad to know all of this all together. So yeah, and that's why the U.S. consulate came up with this idea of doing a gameathon to start an event, start a movement to enable technology enthusiasts and young people like ourselves to do something, create something, innovate something to fight COVID. So what's your idea? How would you say that we can use games or gamification of any kind to create an impact around us or around the globe, given there's tons of other problems, not only COVID. We can also move on to COVID, but there's many other environmental problems or other causes or other impacts, other areas where we do need um, um, our eyes on and our efforts on to improve on that. So how do you think we can use games? Because how we see and how I have seen is that games are mostly for fun or enjoyment, or you play games and you feel better. But how do you think that we can use games or gamification to create an impact around us?
Yeah, I think there's a pretty good range here. I think on one side, you have games inspiring technical progress. And then on the other side, you have games inspiring social and cultural progress. So with with video games, what they've been used for so far is, on the technical side, you have protein folding games where you're helping try to find ways to full proteins and stop viruses and overcome it like that. So if you have an understanding of the science and the COVID-19 virus itself, you might want to think about the most technical side of things from there. And then on the far other end of the spectrum, you have the social responsibility and personal responsibility that unfortunately not everyone takes seriously. So you could do, again, a more technical side of that social impact and say, do something like how the pandemic spreads and how people wearing masks will help prevent the spread, but you have to encourage people to wear masks. So you're trying to motivate your population while combating the resource loss and things like that. You could also just have, empathy. Video games are really wonderful tools and engines for empathy because you are literally putting the player in someone else's shoes. They have to go through the restrictions that player has, the situations that they have, the experiences, and make the choices for them. So games can be really well used to drive empathy, and empathy is something that we need more of because with this social isolation, with being distant from each other, with political turmoil across the globe itself, sometimes we forget that we have responsibilities to our neighbors and they have responsibilities to us, even if it's as simple as wearing a mask and not going out to eat or trying to not shop as often.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Thanks for all these examples that you gave. I think that's something that participants can take an inspiration from and make something out of it. That's some great ideas. So while we are on this, and I'm sorry to put you on your feet, but do you have an example? So if you were to make a game to fight COVID specifically, how would that game look like?
If I were specifically to make a game to fight COVID?
Yeah, or you were to create a team and then along with the team create a game, if not alone.
Yeah, so if I were to create a game to fight COVID, I guess the idea that I would have in mind is the one that I had mentioned before, where you have, the virus is spreading and you have population centers where you're trying to create a cultural resistance to the virus by encouraging proper, social protocols and things. And then you have to deal with people who are opposed to those protocols or not listening to those protocols. And you have to balance, cracking down and convincing them with getting their support so they listen. Because I think that would be a really interesting mechanic. You can have the spread of the virus versus your financial resources versus your political standing, if people are happy with you or not. And then you have to balance, like, okay, do we want to use the police force more? That's going to make people listen more, but they're going to be upset with us and it costs more money. Or are we going to run, ads and campaigns, try to get people to wear their masks and socially distance? I think that would be fun. I really like those little tuning, tailoring games, those simulation games. And I think that would be something that would be fairly easy to do in a hackathon experiment, because despite having really interesting mechanics, the programming backend is not too complex, and the art assets that are needed for that can be very simple. You can just sort of have a map and then have dialogue assets that are controlling most of that, as well as some simple UI. So the process of game development creation is the same whether you're building a 6-year long title or a 6-day, 6-week long title. And that is, you need to first come up with the idea for your concept. So, an initial design. Then you should prototype out that design to make sure that those mechanics make sense, that those mechanics are fun. And once you have that prototype, you need to test it. Ideally with someone outside of your team itself, but within your team is fine. You need to make sure that it's not just an idea that you personally love, it's an idea that other people can understand, and they will give you undoubtedly some great advice and tips. So with that, you iterate, you change your design, you make tweaks so it works better, In some cases, you throw it out completely. Hopefully not, but don't be afraid to do that if that's the case. And then once you have that more refined prototype, you can build out content, more mechanics. Don't go overboard on mechanics. Always keep it to the minimum spec. Keep that scope down. And as you build out those mechanics, you can do more testing and then more polish and iteration. And once you finally get those last features on, the cherry on the top, then you can ship and market your game and push it out there for the world to experience.
Amazing. There was such a masterclass in such a short time. Nice. Thanks a lot for that. So while you're talking about this, I am getting so excited. So this is a little bit outside, but I'll digress for a moment. I want to ask you a very small question, and because this is out of the agenda, we'll make it quick, like a rapid fire. What do you think is the most important aspect in a game? Like, most important component of a game?
I think the most important component of a game is invoking emotion. And what I mean by that is causing the player to experience any emotion that you're trying to drive. That could be the feeling of satisfaction of getting a headshot in a first-person shooter or getting a puzzle combination. It could be sadness of losing a character in the game, or a resource, or suffering from a defeat. It could be joy. It could be delight of experiencing new things and uncovering secrets. But the games that are the most compelling are the ones that find those areas where they are causing effects of emotion, whether it is deep introspection or just the simple joy, and really tuning them. Those joys, those feelings, those emotions should be part of your core mechanics. And if your game has those feelings in the core mechanics and keeps them in mind throughout the pacing of the content, then the game itself will be enjoyable, or at least invoking in some way. And I think that's what makes a game successful.
Perfect. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Nice. Okay, so for the people who are yet to make a career in game development, how would you advise them from your experience, from experience, and from how you see people around you paving their way into being a game developer?
The most important thing if you would like to be a game developer is to have a portfolio of projects that you've worked on. Participating in hackathons and game jams just like this one are a great way to build up that initial portfolio. Your portfolio is proof that you can start a project and see it through. And that is what game development studios look for. And even if you don't want to work at a game development studio, you want to start your own, that's the exact experience you need. Going through that process of concept, prototype, iteration, play testing to ship. That is a process that you learn a lot of little things on, and you learn a lot of things about your own interests in terms of what aspects of game development you like. You might think that you want to be a gameplay programmer, and then you find out that systems and tools programming is absolutely what you love. Or you might find yourself thinking that you want to be a concept artist, but it turns out that you would prefer to be a character modeler. It's getting that experience and understanding just all of the roles and different disciplines that go into game development that can not only create that initial start for your career, but allow your career to grow more successfully. Even if you are a AAA character modeler, there's so much you can still learn by doing these hackathons and game jams, by learning about what other disciplines are working on. And that'll only make you a better teammate that can make better decisions for the game overall.
Amazing, thanks. So it's a good lesson that game development has a spectrum of roles and skill sets that you can acquire, and decide which one is more suitable for you. So yeah, thanks for that. So for the participants who will see that you are from IGDA, you are the executive director of IGDA, they are gonna Google it real quick and see what IGDA is all about. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about IGDA and how all of us can be a part, either if not, if not support, maybe just be associated with IGDA, whatever we can do for you, or maybe be a part of IGDA in any manner that we can would be, great for us to know that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the IGDA, as you mentioned, is a nonprofit that supports game developers around the world. And it's our mission to support and empower game developers in achieving fulfilling and sustainable careers. We do that through three main methods. First of which is we provide knowledge. We run webinars, we have research papers, white papers, we run surveys and studies. We try to be the home and hub of the best information about game development and the game development industry anywhere. So lots of those resources are free. You can access them. You don't even have to be an IGA member. You just find them on IGA.org. You can follow us on social media. We post them all the time. Subscribe to our newsletter even. The next thing that we have are communities. We have over 100 local chapters around the globe, as well as 35 special interest groups that range across discipline to affinity. So we have game writers, game designers, quality assurance, production, all the way to Blacks in gaming, LGBTQ+, women in games. We want to make sure that we're supporting all game developers, no matter the backgrounds they come from or the disciplines that they focus on. And then finally, we advocate for developers. We make sure that the game development industry and games themselves are always putting their best foot forward. So we go and talk to governments if they have questions about games or they don't quite understand games when they're looking at doing regulation. And we also talk to the press so that when games come up in the media, there's a proper understanding of the true range of the game development industry and what games can do for people. Because as this event is showing, games have a wonderfully positive impact on our world. So if you like the IGDA, like I said, we have tons of free resources. You can join our Discord for free. You can follow us on social media, subscribe to our weekly newsletter, and find all of our resources on our website. And then you can also join us for IGDA membership. It'll give you access to discounts, more resources, more events, and is $60 a year for some people. And then if you are from an emerging market, it's only $30 a year. So it's cheaper than a video game in most places. And we highly, highly appreciate your support.
Awesome. Okay, so yeah, that was Renee from IGDA. The conversation was so nice and so insightful. I really wanted to keep going and keep asking her questions, but due to lack of time, this is all what we could do. But if you liked what you heard here, and if you like that, if you think that it would be of course, it would be a good idea, but if you'd like to invite her, if you would like for us to go and invite her again to have a live conversation with you guys, I would really like to see some yeses, or maybe invite Renee in the chat or in the Q&A where you can put this so that we know that you're excited to converse with her. And if you are, then okay, we are here to provide you with all the resources and all the mentors and speakers that you need to make sure that we are able to develop the game by the end of the month that we can launch. So yeah, that was the speakers. I'll quickly go through the presentation where we'll talk about the gameathon, a few rules and challenges, and about the pricing. And while I'm going through this, feel free to put your questions in the Q&A and invite Rene again if you want us to invite Rene again in the chat box there. So yeah, so what is the COVID Gameathon? I would again like to extend my appreciation to the panelists and the speakers for joining in and for giving their valuable time to us, speaking about their thoughts and inspiring all the participants to do their best and create a game and make an impact over the globe. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Ingrid, Abhishek, Sister Sandra. Um, yeah. So and Renee, of course. So the COVID Gameathon is, as you all already know, is a month-long virtual gameathon where we aim to bring all of you guys, all of you innovators and people who wants to do something, who wants to bring impact, who are either game developers or are interested in developing games to fight this huge pandemic that we all are facing issues with, which is COVID-19. So through this journey, the aim is to have you connect with the industry experts and mentors, have inspire you to build something new, to test your creativity. You'll also network and network with peers, team up with peers, meet new people, and then ultimately collaborate and build real time real world solutions that will create the impact that we are looking for. So that is the COVID gameathon for you. We have seen that there's tons of problems, and then if you see these facts, that there's so many fatalities, there's so many COVID-19 cases in India. There's 45% of households reported an income drop. So COVID has, of course, the has created this fear and impact in the health of people, but it's also affected the economy and other ways, our day-to-day lives, how we live. So which creates a whole spectrum of gap for the innovation where we can create something new and fill in that gap, which could also be the economical gap. So yeah, there's tons of problems that we have seen. We have been reading in newspapers, watching in news, uh, that has been created due to COVID, which creates the whole problem and the challenges which are we need to raise the awareness amongst the people. For example, how Ms. Ingrid mentioned earlier that digitalization has not only caused us helped us with raising awareness, but which also brings a fact that there could also be misinformation or lack of information, so which is something that we can overcome. We can also create solutions on the challenge of prevention measures. The frontline scenario is that there's tons of frontline workers who are working 24/7 to save us from the problems, from the issues, including doctors, including police. Uh, uh, Everyone is doing this for us, and they are going from a harsh time by being in the danger themselves so that they can save us from there. So that's also a scenario, a challenge that you can think about and work upon to create a solution. And then how to control the spread is of course a challenge that we are planning to work upon. Now these are just some ideas. We are not limited to this. So if there's more, there's more. If there's more that you want to innovate upon, you would be that would be appreciated too. The rules are as below, and this has some very obvious rules. I know that you'd also agree to these rules. So these are more like guidelines and not rules. So development, you cannot start until the project begins, until the competition officially begins, which we are just about to do in around an hour. The winning team will be subject to code review at some point, while they're coding or while they're presenting their code or once they are about to win, which of course is for obvious reasons. The participants must be 18 years or older and must be from India or currently residing in India. And the teams should be of 3 to 5 people, and all of these people must have registered individually so that they have agreed to the participation agreement that we have. And then the team information about who you have in the team, or what all participants do you have in your team, should be submitted by February 22nd. In the Slack channel called Need a Team, we have a Google Sheet. If you haven't already found that, you'll find this Google Sheet where you'll be able to input your team data, uh, so that we know how many teams are formed. And the last date to do that is the February 22nd. While that is the last date, we do not insist. In fact, I suggest you that you fill in the information as soon as possible so that everyone is aware about who's already taken in a team, who's still needs a team. So to make these things clear, if you have already built a team, please do not wait and put in all your information in the Google Sheet in the Slack channel called Need a Team. Uh, the next thing, and this is the whole timeline. We had the pre-hackathon webinar on 7th of February. Today is the day, 12th February, where we are doing this opening ceremony. In around 20 minutes, we will do the team huddle. We'll let you introduce yourself and meet new people, meet people that you can team up with. The day 22 to 29 will be full of webinars, expert interactions. We'll call up experts, judges, mentors who you can interact with. You can ask questions. They will also deliver workshops on their skill sets and expertise and how you can use these skills to expedite the process, because we only have 30 days to build a game. And then on the 30th day, we will have the submission deadline. And then next 6 days we will have deliberation with the judges, and then whoever is in the top 10 will get to live pitch their solution, their game in front of the judges, and whoever wins gets the prizes. So let's go with the prizes. Prizes are worth up to 2.75 lakh in total. The first winner gets prize up to 1 lakh rupees. The second one gets worth up to 75,000 Indian rupees, and third one gets up to 50,000 Indian rupees. And there's a special award which is called Heart Choice Award. And then there's something more that I would like to invite Abhishek to talk about, which is something really exciting. So, Abhishek, let's talk about the Hard Choice Award and how the participants will get support from the organizers once they win, and why that's necessary, and why that's that idea came to be. You're on mute. Sorry, Abhishek.
Thanks a lot, Deep, and explaining this. Can you mute? I think this. Yeah. So this hackathon, as I started with, is very unique. And as Ingrid was pointing out, right, we wanted to promote diversity and women in STEM, right? We want to see more and more women coding, more diverse people coding. When I say women, diverse people. So we want to encourage diversity in the teams. So if diverse teams or women-centric teams come up with great ideas, so they will also be, apart from the awards, they will also be recognized separately within Heart Choice Award, right? So that is one of the key criteria we wanted to promote. And when I say promote, we want to do it tangibly by giving them a special award for it. So we call that an Heart Choice Award, which will come straight from the heart, right? So that is one important thing. But this gameathon is very unique from one aspect, right? So you would have attended a lot of hackathons, you would have participated in so many of them. So what happens is most of the hackathons, they end after you give an idea or develop an MVP, right? You don't, most of them don't see the light of the day, right? So we thought, what's the use of doing that? We want to make sure that whatever you conceive should see the end of the day, and you should feel good about it, you should profit from it and whatnot, right? And you should get the recognition for doing that. So once we choose the winners, so the winners of this competition will be obligated to develop this product fully in terms of a production ready version, which can be published in this app stores like Apple or Android app stores. And so when I say obligated, that doesn't mean that it's a burden on you. So we as an organization, Heart, and the mentors we have will support you from a technical standpoint. And also we have budget for supporting you financially for this initiative, right? And in return, we don't need anything, right? So this game, whatever you develop and publish, yeah, so it totally belongs to you. If it works great in the apps ecosystem, the revenues, everything, can be yours, right? So the IP remains with you. Only I think if you we will need some credits that okay, it got collaborated with Heart and whatever, right, Consulate and stuff like that. So IP is with you, but and we'll support you to develop it both financially and technically. But we want to see that some of the great ideas which come up, which are top 3 or 4, gets developed and published in form of games, and people start using it and feel the difference, right? So that is what which sets this gameathon apart from all the hackathons you would have participated with. So the prize money is not alone, right? I think we have extra incentives for you to do great here. So that's what over to you, Deep.
Perfect. Thanks. So this is such a nice thing that it doesn't end with the hackathon. It starts from the hackathon. So from the final day, once you win, there's a new journey that you will start, which will start creating impact. So it's not just about competing and winning the competition, but it's also about taking it from there and creating a live product that will be used by people compared to a project. So yeah, that's really amazing, and how the organizers see this. So yeah, thanks for that, Abhishek. So next up, I have is the submission and how the submissions will happen. So while you are submitting the project, there will be a few deliverables that you will be able to submit, which will be of course, the project name description, but including also the code repository of the program, the app that you have developed, plus the demo if possible. So maybe you can do a screen recording on, or you can do a presentation and record yourself presenting the application or the game that you have built. So we will also, by the way, have a whole different session, a webinar, a workshop for you to be able to learn how to pitch your idea, how to pitch your product. That's gonna happen sometime in the third week, so that before you have to record the video or before you have to pitch to live judges, we will, or the experts will give you a good understanding of how to make sure that you are pitching efficiently. And then we'll also have a thesis, or we'll also have you submit thesis or a synopsis, which would be kind of a documentation on how your thought process is for solving the problem, or how your thought process is for creating the solution. So it could have a description of what is the problem that you are trying to solve, what is the solution, how you came up with the idea, how you plan to take this idea or the application, or the not the application, the game forward. So the whole thought process behind this not only helps you understand, clear out your vision, but it also helps the judges and the organizers to understand how you think about the game and how you think about the problem that you're solving. So that's also going to be a part of your submission. The submission link will be posted on Slack or email before the deadline, before 2 weeks of the deadline, by the way. So that's how it will be with the submission. Now, the judging criteria is pretty straightforward. One is the quality of idea, which is how good your idea is, how original your idea is. The implementation, so ideas are good, but have you actually implemented the idea in a good way? The third would be the value to the target audience. So if you're targeting people, say, who have recovered from COVID, for example, would be a good one of the target audience. How is what kind of impact is it creating for this target audience would be also judging criteria. And then the thesis or the synopsis that we talked about is equally graded for among all the judging criteria. So yeah, and the reason I'm going fast now is because this opening ceremony was more meant to be to listen to the speakers. If you think I'm going fast and if I'm confused or something, of course you can ask me a question in the chat, but you may also be able to access the links, the video links and the presentation links, including the video or the pre-hackathon webinar we had last week, which has all the information that I'm going through. So you may be free, you are free to access that and go through that again if you want to, and of course, and always open for question answers. So the last thing and the new thing that we're introducing here is that we are going meta. So in this gameathon, you are creating a game, and we are also playing a game internally. What do I mean when I say that, right? So what we'll do is we'll have a leaderboard which will be updated on the website as well as on Slack, where we will have the names of you participants who are actively participating and engaging with the community, plus accomplishing what what you're supposed to, or what you are expected to accomplish. So for example, if you join Slack, you get X amount of points. Have you? If you're not joined Slack, you can do so. If you have not received a link, you can email me at deep@angel and I'll send you a link. And if you want your friends to join the Slack who have not registered, please ask them to register at covidgameathon.com, and once they register, they'll get the link to join the Slack. And if you join the Slack, or if your friend joins the Slack, they get X amount of points. If you submit a weekly progress, how to do that, we'll share it with you on Slack. If you submit the weekly progress, you get Y amount of points. And if you do all of this, you accumulate a number of points, you get on the top of the leaderboard, and every week this leaderboard will be updated. And by the end of the gameathon, if you are still on the top of the leaderboard, there's something secret that will announce. Let's keep the secret a secret. So yeah, there's something, and if you do this, you'll be rewarded. So that's that. Thank you so much for attending the presentation. Now a few things I'll answer your questions for next 7-10 minutes. If there's more, I'll take more time. I'm totally okay with that. And then after 11, we'll have the team huddle, team formation activity. So if you are looking for a team, feel free to stay back. We'll give you a chance. You can raise your hand virtually, not, you don't have to raise your hand actually, but there's an option in Zoom for you to be able to raise your hand. If you do that, I will let you speak for 1-2 minutes, where you can introduce yourself, what kind of skill sets you have, and then what kind of teammates are, what kind of skill sets are you looking for in your teammates, so that people can connect with you on Slack. So that's something that we'll do. Before that, let's take up question answers. um Sorry, just a second, I'll refresh this. I have a feeling that I missed out on something. Sorry. So the question I have here is, for one, Mr. Raj Kumar has asked, what's the end date for forming teams? So end date is the 22nd of February, uh, before which you have to submit your team details on the Google Sheet that's been shared on this Slack channel called Need a Team. So that's the end date, but I do not. I suggest you that you should not wait until the end date. Instead, if you can do it early on, people are, every other participant would get a clear idea that there's already a team. Plus, view, it would be easier for us to understand. Plus, we also will be able to assign your team a mentor. So yeah, it's also a good idea to create a team earlier, so that we are able to process further with all the activities that we need to do with a team. So yeah, and if you already have a team, that's good. You can invite these people, your friends who have not registered through covidgameathon.com. The other question I have is, can I find the team members on Slack? Yes, you can. That's a really good, that's something that you can definitely do. You can go to Need a Team Slack channel, where you can post about what kind of team members you're looking for. You can also put your intro over there, which will help other people to understand what skill sets you possess. So say if you are a developer and looking for a graphic designer, you can specifically mention that, which will make it easier for other people to connect with you. Yeah, so this is the slide I somehow missed, but yeah, these are our judges. I'm so excited to announce all of them. These people are are people who are in the industry and have been there and done that, and have experience in either COVID or gaming. So I'm so glad to have Dr. Asit Mishra, Ms. Lena Kajawal, Soumya Iyer, Karthik Shera, and Ivan Shen, who are either not game developers own, but have been in game development industry since a long time, or are uh, familiar with COVID, which would be a really good combination, because that's what we are trying to do: build games to fight COVID. So, and the mentors here are Sai Charan, Aritra Mukherjee, Pulkit Mida, Adrian. So, and more joining. We also have tons of more mentors joining who've already been onboarded. And if you want to know more about the mentors, you can go to Mentors channel on Slack, and you will see the introduction of the mentors. Where you can directly interact with them. If you see someone with a skill set that you need help with, you can directly connect with them. That's one way to do it. We will also do this in our way, where we will connect each of this team with a specific mentor that's gonna be there. So yeah, coming back to the questions, someone says that I don't have a team. What are my options to participate? You can feel free to join individually. You cannot participate per se as an individual, but you can join the gameathon as an individual and then find a team, create a team with other people, and then register your team, or fill in the details of your team in the Google Sheet and need a team channel, and then you are good to start. Yeah, but unfortunately you won't be able to build a game or participate individually. Register individually, yes. Come on Slack, make a team, and then you can start coding. That's the idea. Uh, what other question I have is, uh, sorry, uh, I'm a student. How can I start this? Is a question from Anusha on YouTube. Hi Anusha, thanks for joining. If you are a student, that's like you're more than welcome. That's so cool that you are a student, you want to join. You may feel free to register yourself through COVID-19 Gameathon.com, sorry, covidgameathon.com, and from there you will get a link to join Slack. If you do not know game development, you will have mentors who can help you help you teach or give you resources where you can learn game development from. We'll also have webinars where we'll have the speakers talk about how you can get started with game development very early in the process of this 1 month. So feel free to join if you're a student. That's really cool. Abhish, do you want to add anything
Yeah.
to this?
So that's a good question, right? I think some of you have already pointed out in other forums as well that okay, I don't know gaming, coding. I'm new to this field and all, right? So I think this is a good opportunity, and it's not only coding, right, which makes a game, right? It's multiple skills. It is designing, thinking, ideating, right, storyboarding, etc. So a team needs to work together, right? So you can form a team with the complementary skills, and in the process you may able to learn, and obviously we help you with the webinars and all where you can probably kickstart that the process, right, little bit learn, but I think learning on the go, learning on the development, that will be good. So I highly encourage, even if you don't know, to jump, get a team, complementary skills, and learn, and end of the day and come out with great product, right? So that we recommend highly.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. So just to add to this, say if you are new to game development, what you can do is find a team that already has someone who has experience in game development, right? So that would be a good team. That would make a good team. In fact, we have also insisted, we are also suggesting people who already know game development to take a few people who do not know, who they can guide and teach along the process. And does not matter if you do know game development, if you are good at graphic designing, or if you're good at say documentation or writing, could also be a very helpful skill set to win the competition, right? So whatever skill set you bring on the table, feel free to announce this skill set on just now in the team huddle. If not, then on the Slack channel, which will help you. So how do I come in contact with developers? Yeah. So again, good question, Sunil. So if you are not a developer and you still want to participate, or feel free to. You can directly go to this lecture called Need a Team. Introduce yourself and your skill sets, and say that okay, I am a graphic designer, but I need a developer that I can work team up with, and come up with a solution. So you can totally do that. Preeti on Zoom says we don't have idea of coding, but we are ready with an idea. How can we do that? That's also okay. If you do not know coding, but you have an idea, you can join the Slack channel. In the Need a Team channel, you can say that okay, I have an idea, and this is the skill set that I have. So is there a developer who would like to join my team? If yes, please feel free to message. And seeing this, I'm sure that there will also be developers who would be looking for team who will contact you. If you want to do it now, of course you'll get a chance to for a couple of minutes to talk about your idea if you want to do it publicly, and then find developers who would like to join your team. Samaksh on Zoom is saying that, is there any rounds in the competition, or else we have start our implementation from now? So you can start from now. For rounds, we have like weekly checkpoints, as you mentioned in the previous slide. So we'll have kind of weekly checkpoints where you will submit your weekly progress and earn points, and then there will be a round where you will upload all your no, the submission deliverables uh, on on a platform which will judge, where judges will go and grade you, and the top 10 one will get an opportunity to pitch live in front of the judges. So weekly checkpoints plus one, you can say, a semi-final kind of round where you'll upload all of your submission deliverables, which judges will judge a grade, and then top 10 will be in the final round where they will pitch live in front of the judges. Anonymous on Zoom, actually I don't have a team, I'm working single, can I register? Absolutely, you can register. Feel free to register through covidgameathon.com, join Slack, and once you have joined Slack, you will be able to find a team. If not, feel free to stay back, and you'll get a chance to speak soon. What else do we have? Are there going to be more mentors added? Can we get one-on-one time with mentors? Nice question. More mentors are getting added, 100%. There are like four. I know there are. I know there's Praveen. I know there's Paul. There's a few more mentors that are already been added and introduced to the mentors channel, and we are adding new while we are talking. So yeah, more mentors to be added, and you can definitely get a one-on-one time with the mentors. That's the idea of it, that you should get all the time with the mentors with, and of course we will make sure that it should be within the availability schedule of the mentors, because they might be busy people. But yeah, we insist that you get some one-on-one time with the mentors. We will talk with the mentors and request them that they give as much time as they can, to make sure that the participants are aligned and are making progress, and their queries or questions are getting solved, so that they can make an amazing game. What else do we have? Sorry, I'm just checking on the questions. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think these are the questions. Feel free to still ask. But what now? What we'll do now is
Deep, someone was asking, right? I think technical question. Do we have some Discord channel, or we have only Slack?
yeah
So I
for
think.
Yeah. For now, we only have Slack. It would just it would be hard to communicate or take care of two different channels at once. Which, if people would be divided, question would be divided, which would make it hard to keep the communication streamlined. So for now, we only have Slack. Um, but if there's anything specific that you need on the communication which you are not able to find, feel free to reach out to me that, okay, we needed this, which we have on Discord, but we do not, except for the live stream that happens on Discord is not probably possible on Slack. But if there's anything else that you need and are not able to find, I would be happy to help you out, and make sure that everything is making the communication streamlined, which is the end goal for Slack. So feel free to reach out to me. Anonymous on Zoom is asking, can you provide some few webinar for how to create a game? Yeah, that's a good idea. We can do that. We can provide you with resources that you can use to get started with game development. So if you can do this thing, if you can post this on, say, mentors channel, mentors would be really happy to provide with their favorite resources on how to get started with game development. So that would be a great idea. Feel free to do that, post that on the mentors channel. If not, also maybe on the general channel, whichever you feel better with. But I think this is a really good question that we can ask the mentor. And then of course there are upcoming webinars that we are doing. If you meant to ask about that, we are doing webinars with our mentors and speakers in the coming weeks that you can join anytime. We'll keep sending these links on emails and on Slack, so please do keep checking Slack in case you want to join these webinars. And I know you do want to join webinars, so yeah, keep checking Slack and email, and you'll get links to all of these webinars that we will keep doing in the coming weeks. Yeah, I think we are good. So let's do this. Feel free to raise your hand, and then whoever's raised, please take a time of like 1 2 minutes. I really insist if you do not take more time, because we have lots of people who would want to talk and introduce themselves. So try to be short, sweet, precise, and ask the other people, the participants, to message you on Slack if they want to team up with you. So let's get started. Who do we have? We had someone raised their hand. Can you again do that? I just missed your hand. Who do we have? Someone did raise their hand earlier.
Guys, this is an interesting opportunity. This opens an opportunity for you to attract other people or like find like-minded people. So just you
Yeah,
have to do is raise your hands, introduce yourself, and talk about
yeah,
what you need, right? And then you will see a lot of people, flurry of people coming and joining you and forming that honeycomb, which will help you develop that cave, right? So this is a very interesting and collaborative opportunity. I want you guys to take it up with full enthusiasm.
yeah. Someone just had reached the end, and now, okay, don't be shy. Let's do it. I am sure this is going to be fruitful. So, yep. Let's do it. Who do we have? Neeral. I think Neeral already has a team, right? With Praveen. Oh, Praveen is a mentor now. So Neeral, do you already have the team? Or if you're not able to raise your hand, feel free to also maybe put that on chat. Yeah, Neeral already has a team. Who wants to quickly introduce themselves and yeah, team up? Do you all have a team already or what?
I think we can call out people uh, based on the chat.
Sure, yeah, let's do that. Neeral has an all-girls team with Praveen as a mentor. Oh, that's so cool, Neeral. Yeah, that's a nice thing. You have an all-girls team. Okay, Pranjal is saying I want to join a team. Is there any team available? Pranjal, would you like to maybe introduce yourself for a minute here? I think it would be a great idea to maybe just talk about your skill sets, which will help us or help other people um, know more about you. And I'm sure you'll be able to find a good team. So I'm just asking you to unmute. I can do that through this Zoom feature. So I've asked you to unmute if you want to unmute yourself and maybe introduce for a minute. Yeah. No? Pranjal? Okay. Pranjal is saying currently I am final semester BTech student pursuing CSE. Hi Pranjal, I can see your chat, but do you wanna unmute yourself and introduce yourself through audio if it's possible for you? You have okay. Pranjal is saying they have audio issues. Okay. Who else wanna introduce themselves? Okay. Uh, is it the morning? I guess. Why do you not want to? If you do, is it like that? Do you prefer more like a chat or something?
Okay, let's do this. I think people are still thinking through. I guess
Yeah,
Deep.
that could be a
Yeah.
reason.
So let's provide them an online interactive platform or something through Slack or something, right, where they can introduce themselves, and then people can get, I think through likes and all, they can join the team. So something simple for them, I think. Let them do it online. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys prefer doing it on chat and on Slack, you can also, of course, do that by sending a message in the needed team. People who are interested teaming up can either comment on your message or send you a message, whatever works for you. So yeah, l- let's try for the last time. Does anyone want to introduce themselves, or do you want to do this on Slack? Okay, let's do one thing. Tell me if okay, someone raised their hand. Okay, hi Pradeep. I'm asking you to unmute. If you want to go ahead. Are you able to unmute yourself, Pradeep?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am
yeah.
Abhishek.
Hey, hi. Hi.
So yeah,
So
hello
thanks a
everyone.
lot
Yeah, this,
for speaking. Let's introduce you and see who connect with you. Yeah, go ahead, please.
yeah, hello everyone. This is Pradeep from AIT Pune, and I'm a undergraduate student pursuing my second year BTech Engineering and Computer Science. So basically, I'm a competitive programmer. Like in my, I basically do a lot of problem solving, and I'm new to this course and all. Like I have been able to develop small kind of games like using Unreal engines and all, but I don't have a specific experience in this platform and domain. So I would like to uh, I'm excited to be part of this contest in this event, uh, and I am looking for a good team and a mentor possible for me.
Amazing. Yeah, makes sense. Thanks, Pradeep. So, just to clarify, so you are a computer programmer, right? What technologies do you work on? And I would also ask you if you would like to maybe put your ask that okay, I would like to team up with someone who's good at graphic designing or motion designing, whatever is needed for developing a game. If you already have an idea, if not, that's all cool. But yeah, thanks for introducing. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So like idea, I have been like thinking about an idea, but I don't know how to execute an implementation. But like for my case, I know somewhat good at PHP and all domains. Like I'm working currently, I'm working in JavaScript learning, and I have a good experience in data science and machine learning as well. So looking for a good team which can like improve my skill set and like giving me help or guiding me through this event and all. Yeah, thanks.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Perfect. So understood. Anyone who wants to join, make a team with Pradeep, feel free to message him on Slack. I think he's got good background with competitive programming and all. Uh, yeah. Thanks a lot, Pradeep. I see someone else also raising their hand, and I try to. Yeah, Snehita. Go ahead, Snehita. Hi.
Hi, good evening. Good morning. Actually, we have a idea, but our team doesn't know to code. So we want someone to join our group who know coding,
Got it. And how many people do you have already in your team?
including me, 4 members.
Four members already. So you need one more person who is good at coding. And
Yes, yes.
do you already have an idea of a game that you are working on? You are ideating around?
Yes, we have idea.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. And what are the skill sets that you have already covered in the four people that you have in the team?
The thing is, we are in our first year and we have no idea about coding, but we have already decided the elements required for our game.
Yeah.
But we need someone who can guide in our coding.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Totally. Thanks, Snehita. So anyone who wants to team up with Snehita and her team of four people already, feel free to message her. She seems to have a good idea, and then if you are a coder or developer, you can feel free to message her. So Pranjal is asking, I think he is asking about Snehita, if there is a particular tech stack that they are looking at. I'm not sure if Snehita has a tech stack that they would like to work upon. I think if you are a coder, you may feel free to decide your tech stack. I am supposing that, but Snehita, do you have a specific technology that you would want the coder to work on, or no? Anything is fine.
Unity.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Snehita has a preference on Unity, and I think Pranjal can message Snehita and take this forward. So I think this could become a good team. Great work, guys. Cool. Pranjal also messaged, I don't have an idea, but I would love to work as a developer. Okay, so that's a perfect team, right? So Snehita says that they want a developer and have an idea, and Pranjal says that doesn't have an idea but would like to work as a developer, and he works on Django and Flutter. So yeah, feel free to connect with Snehita and make a team. This was nice. Cool.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
Snehita. Thanks a
much.
lot. Yeah. And then Sunil Kumar is saying that I joined a little late. Is it only a mobile game development hackathon? I have good experience in web part and could make good web applications. So yeah, Sunil, for this one we've kept it mobile only to make sure that we reach a mass or a larger amount of people. Uh, but if you have experience in web part and can make good web applications, I think you will be able to find a way to convert the web application to a mobile game. I think this is something that we had discussed. I had discussed with one of the mentors, Praveen, that you would be able to create a game through JavaScript if you are good at that. But yeah, you may be able to still participate and create a game. If not, talk with mentors and see how can we utilize your skill sets to be able to develop a game. Abhishek wants to add something, I am supposed.
Yeah, I'm not technical, Sunil, but if you know web, right, and if you can develop responsive games which can actually work on mobile, I think should be okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Who else do we have? Okay. Anyone wants to introduce themselves? I think we have a lot of people who've joined, but being shy. Samaksh, Raj, Pradeepto, Preeti. Anyone wanna introduce themselves? If not, feel free to message on Slack in the Need a Team channel. Um Yeah, so I think we'll conclude this here if there's no one who wants to introduce themselves. We will have you on the Slack, and we'll do one more webinar to get you started. So feel free to keep checking the Slack and your emails. But from 12 p.m. you may get started with the coding. If you don't have a team, you can reach out to the Need a Team channel. Once you have the team, feel free to fill in the details in the Google Sheet that you already have been sent. And if you find any problems, you can on Slack write at Angel Hack and you'll find my name where you can message me. Pranjal is saying I am introduced in Slack. Can you request whoever need a team member can reach out to me? Yeah, definitely. So Pranjal is introduced on Slack, and then if you would like to team up with Pranjal, you may message. So thanks. Samaksh is saying that I have question that where we have to upload our stuff like implementation repository synopsis. Yeah, good question, Samaksh. Uh, 2 weeks before the gameathon ends, we'll give you a link to a platform that we have where you'll be able to upload all of this. And the last day to upload, of course, is the 12th of March. So yeah, 2 weeks before the gameathon ends, you'll get the link on Slack and your email. But Slack is more easier, so you'll get the link on Slack where you'll be able to upload all of this, and which is going to be the submission that the judges will check. Judges will take a look at to grade. So yeah, thanks. That's a nice question, so much. Okay. So yeah, let's conclude this webinar. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. Thanks to the sponsors for supporting us and making this event possible. Thanks to all the judges and the mentors who have lending their hand to help us and help the participants make their ideas come to reality. And I'm so honored to have so many people support us for this really good cause. So do not forget to join Slack, which is one of the uh sorry, I have one more. Yeah, okay. So yeah, do not forget to join Slack and keep checking your emails to make sure that you keep updated yourself with the next steps and what's happening and how to make sure that everything is aligned with your submissions and when with your development. So yeah, thanks a lot, GS Consulate of Hyderabad. Thanks, Heart Hyderabad. Thank you, St. Francis College for Women. Uh, yeah, and the partners too, Max, who's help us, with making things possible. So yeah, wonderful partnership. Thanks a lot, everyone. Abhishek, do you want to add yourself, add anything to this before we conclude the webinar?
Thanks, Deep. I think it was very interesting and looking. Right, I think I'm seeing excited people. I think we'll have great games, which will really make a difference to the people's lives and COVID in specific, right? So I think it's a great opportunity. Let's jump in and give our best, and we'll see a very fruitful 1 month time, right? And best of luck to all the participants from my side. And
Amazing.
thank
Thanks. Yeah,
you,
let's
Sister
get
Chandra,
started.
for
Go
thank you,
ahead.
Sister Chandra, for joining and being there with
Yeah,
us and praying for us for this game success. Thanks a lot.
perfect. Bye bye, everyone. Let's see you on Slack. Bye.
Sure.